You got the call.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow. So that your sin will find you out.
That's right. And you might that could just been your one time. Hey man, how many people have you? Oh man, shit, it's been about 35 people last month.
Dang.
You just had sex with 35 people, and you think you just had sex with one person.
Yeah. You don't see 35 people else.
You talking about demons and STDs. All right there, man. Demons and STDs.
Yeah, he said demons.
Spiritual STDs and physical STDs, man. You know, I just stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's safety in the confinements of Yah. When you go outside of it, STDs wait for you. Okay, now we're going to go to Daniel chapter 6, 14 to 23. So the Most High showed favor on this son of Aaron for keeping his will. And we're just giving examples of when you stay in the confinements of the Most High, how he will bless you.
Right.
This is Daniel's chapter 6, 20 to 23. And we're familiar with the backstory, but if you're not familiar with the backstory, Daniel, they had a decree in the Gentile kingdom that the Persian kingdom that nobody could worship the Most High. They had to stop doing this, but Daniel refused to not worship the Most High, and he got caught for worshiping the Most High. This is chapter 6, 20 to 23. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living Yah, is thy Yah whom thou servest continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. See that meekness? And when that's another thing about why the Most High is so vehemently upset at people who touch his anointed and the people who seek him, because when you do that, it comes with meekness too. Christ was meek. Yeah, he was bold, but he was meek.
Always. And
the scriptures say, be humble as a dove, but wise as a serpent. It's a meekness. So it's just like, you know, it's always something like that when a bully picks on somebody that's quote unquote don't want no problem or smaller than them. A bigger person be like, man, leave that person alone. And that big person is the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Coming to render judgment for you. Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My Yah hath sent his angel and hath shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocence was found in me. Innocence was found in Daniel. Why? Because he stayed in the confinements of the law. He didn't go outside of that. So he could always remind Yah, hey, Yah, glory be to you. I keep your law, statutes, and commandments. I need a favor. You know what I'm saying? Send one of those angels down. I need you right now. You know what I'm saying? And also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt? Look at that. Daniel done no ill will to this king. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him. Because what? He's letting his light shine, and he's being a light to the Gentiles at this point. And the Gentile king right now is saying, wow, what have I done? I have misjudged this matter. And commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in Yah. And if you believe in Yah, you believe in his guidance. No, my son, wait till you get married. No, my son, don't steal. No, my son, you have to keep the Shabbat. No, my son, da-da-da-da. You are respecting his guidance, because that's your father, and he's giving you a lamp of life.
Yes.
Now, if Daniel would have stopped worshiping the Most High because of the king's decree, the Most High would be like, you're outside of my confinement now, David. The scriptures say, trust in the Most High with all thine heart, lean not to thine own understanding. So if Daniel would have went in that pit, he wouldn't have been with Yah's favor. And that lion probably would have nibbled on him a little bit. You know, Most High probably would have taught him a lesson. But obviously Daniel wasn't that type of brother. He was a strong brother for the cause. All right. So now we're gonna go to the book of Susanna in the Apocrypha.
There you go.
The book of Susanna in the Apocrypha. Senior.
You can get the other one over there.
You got a footnote?
You got one now? Look at it. What's he got it?
What's this book?
Susanna.
You said it's on this book
Yeah,
original in the Bible as well?
Yep, this is the Apocrypha. This was in the. If you know about the book of Enoch, you should know about the Apocrypha.
I've heard of all that Apocrypha.
Yeah, this was in the 1611. The 1611 before they took out the book.
1611. So this came out with the book of Enoch as well.
The book of Enoch is just a book that was taken out of the Bible.
Yeah.
So these books were originally in the Bible, the 1611 Bible.
When did this come out of?
After 1611. Yeah, if you're familiar with the book of Enoch, you just a little research.
I know about this, but I don't know the dates.
Okay. Yeah, it's the original. Just look at the 1611 original King James Bible. All these books are in there. Okay, this is the book of Susanna. It's only one chapter. So read chapter 1, the book of Susanna. 109. Susanna, chapter 1, verse 1 to 2, and 7 to 28, and 51 to 63. So this is the book of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 1 to 2 first. There dwelt a man in Babylon called Jachin, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Silius, a very fair woman, and one that feared Yah. Now go to 7 to 28. 7 to 28. Now, when the people departed away out at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk. And the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her. And they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, and that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments. And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet there is not one show another his grief. For they were ashamed to declare their lust, that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her. The original Peeping Toms. It should be, if you go to the first page, the first. No, at the beginning of the book, it should tell you where it's at. Susanna. Should be 5 something. You see it? Okay. This is chapter 1, verse 12. Yet they watched diligently from day to see her. And the one said to another, Let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were gone out, they parted the one from another, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that they had asked one another the cause, they acknowledged their lust. Then appointed they a time both together, when they might find her alone. And it fell out, as they watched a fit time, she went in as before, with 2 maids only, and she was desirous to, desirous, okay, worded different, desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the 2 elders that had hid themselves and watched her. Then she said to her maids, Bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash myself. And they did as she bid them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid. Now, when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us.
Hey.
And we are in love with thee. We are in lust with thee.
Yes,
Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. If thou wilt not, we got to remember these are elders.
Yes.
Older men.
Yeah, older men, but elders in the aspect of two, they hold position too. You know, just not just some old perverts. You know what I'm saying?
Then they hold position in the synagogue.
In the congregation, and we're gonna talk about that even more as we go on. If thou wilt not, we will bear false witness against thee, that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. So they got it planned up, set it out. They about to set her up, boy. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am strengthened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not to do it, than to sin in the sight of Yahweh. She's staying in the confinements of the law, which is safety. No matter how bad it looks, it's safety. Are we gonna get to that? That's next. That's next. It is, okay, 24. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at privy door to see what was done unto her. And this is 2:28. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. And it came to pass the next day, when the people were assembled to her husband Joachim, the two elders came also of mischievous imaginations against Susanna to put her to death. You see how this, when you're not in the confinements of Yah, you don't even care about killing somebody. Because once you start the lie, you gotta finish it. You gotta finish it, or you gonna get judgment. Yeah, I don't want to get judged.
You gotta understand in the Old Testament, the same judge you put on her, the same judge is gonna be on you.
We gonna get to that. We getting that. So we getting that. Y'all put the Wonder Brothers right here. I joke. Okay, so next is 51 to 63. Then said Daniel, so as she was getting, as she was getting judged, one person came in because he thought this was odd. This wasn't making sense. So this is 51 to 63. Then said Daniel unto them, put these two aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxen old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. For thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent. And you see how the Most High sent Daniel? You know, Susanna was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Don't worry. The A-team's coming. For thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent, and hast let the guilty go free. Albeit Yah said, the innocent and righteous shalt thou not slay. Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree sawest thou them campaigning together? Meaning, what tree was she committing adultery with old dude, this person who answered under a mesquite tree. And Daniel said, Verily well, thou hast lied against thine own head.
Yeah.
For even now the angel of Yah hath received the sentence of Yah to cut thee into two. So he put him aside and commanded, cause you know they lying. You know when somebody lying. You know what I'm saying? I like to look at people's eyes. My eyes don't give it away, boy. You know, you really got the discernment a little bit. You know, in my eyes, boy. They just can't look in your eyes, boy. It's blinking too much. The eyes give it away, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan.
Yeah.
That, you know, this is some disrespectful talk right here.
I know, he's straight talking bad.
Because he's a Hebrew. These are Hebrews. He called them Gentiles. He's just nasty, you know, because the Gentiles were seen as unclean at this point because they weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty hath deceived thee. That's why the scriptures say lust not after a woman's beauty. You know what I'm saying? Because you can become covetous about that. Or she could be a wicked woman and get you to be a puppet on the screen. You know? Ain't never slept with us one day. It's almost time. We gonna go to bed one day. Go rob a bank for me. Go kill this person. Just keep it up. We gonna get there. We gonna get this.
Dang. Playing you.
You're playing yourself.
Hey.
And lust hath perverted thine heart. Thus have ye dealt with the daughter of Israel, and they for fear campaign with you, but the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness. Why? Because she stayed in the confinements of the law, and we're going to see how this ends. Now therefore, tell me, under what tree didst thou take them companion together? Who answered, under a home tree. So one say the mesquite tree, and he say the home tree. Then said Daniel unto him, Well, thou hast also lied against thine own head. For the angel of Yah waited with the sword to cut thee into that he may destroy you. With that all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised Yah. You see how Yah got the praise about somebody keeping in the confinements of the Most High? They see somebody in trouble, and guess who about to get the praise because of that? Because the Most High is about to deliver Susanna and everybody else. I hope that happened to me. Praise Yah. Somebody lie on me. I want the truth to come out too. Hallelujah. Cried out with a loud voice and praised Yah, who saved them that trust in him, stay in the confinements of the law. And they arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth. Out of your own mouth has convicted you.
That's right.
Boy, y'all didn't have no time to get the story together. You don't know what questions was about to be answered. He asking you about trees. You wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Who was going to expect that? What tree was it? It was a peanut tree. You know, there was an apple tree. You know.
Wow.
And according to the law, of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor, and they put them to death. Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day.
Same day. Come on.
And Yah got all the glory.
Come on.
Just like with David, Yah got all the glory.
Right.
When you stay in the confinements.
Mm.
Now, if she didn't, okay, man, I don't want to die. Okay, take me. Not 3 days later, they be like, hey, man, we had your wife the other day, man. They gonna be drinking, yeah, we had it, you know, back, you know what I'm saying? You die regardless of your sins.
Not just the one of us.
Yeah, all three of them gonna die, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I like this too, real quick, I'm not trying to bring this
Yeah, go ahead.
But think about how Mary, when she came to Aaron and said, you should have touched her. How could this be? I do not know a man. That's the same thing. She was saying no, but it says Yah. You know what I'm saying? She said, I do not know a man. She put everything in condition up, now you know it. That if this ain't right, I'm dying. Straight up. just like that, real quick. Just like
And she trusted in the Most High with all her heart.
that's right.
That's if you say it, okay, that's fine.
That's right.
I don't know how it's gonna play out, but
That's what I'm saying.
you know, but I'm gonna be blameless at the judgment, though.
That's
You know what I'm
right,
saying? That's the
blameless.
thing about staying in the confinements of the law. You become blameless. Whatever happens,
That's
say
right.
you do die. You know, I died in Christ.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? I died in the Most High, keeping the faith. Now we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 39. Genesis 39.
Mark.
Genesis 39, and we'll start at 7. We'll start at 7. And this was a big thing right here, man. If Joseph, I'll go in more detail after this. If he didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments as the lamp, this would have caused a major issue in prophecy. And it came, this is Genesis 39, chapter 7 on down. And it came to pass after these things that his master wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me. This is a woman of influence. She's an influential person influential person in Egypt, and you know she's somebody. So if she say something, you know, off with your head. You know what I'm saying? She can get you locked up for real.
Get you hemmed up.
She can get you locked up, man. She can get you locked up.
Get you up.
And she did get Joseph locked up. You know what I'm saying? So, she did. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know?
But she was already locked up in the first place.
Yeah, but we know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She furthered the affliction, you know what I'm saying? We can make this better or worse for you. Which one you want? But
That's what she said.
lie with me. But he refused. Why did he refuse? The law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
But he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wanted not what is with me in the house. And he said, and he hath committed all that he had to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness, commit adultery, sin against the Most High? Because you first sin against the Most High, and then you sin against yourself. And it came to pass as she spoke to Joseph. She ain't trying to hear that. These laws, statutes, and commandments. She ain't trying to hear that, man. Her loins, you know, she in lust mode. Satan on her, and she, you know what I'm saying? And brother Joseph, they say he was a comely brother. You know what I'm saying? And it came to pass as she spoke to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie by her, or to be with her. And so she like, come on, Joe, just lay down. We ain't got to do nothing. Just lay down. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. So he dang sure ain't about to go fornicate with her. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business. He's like, man, I'm about doing my business. I'm about my father's business. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't got no time for this. And there was none of the man of the house there within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. So, man, he's like, man, I'm done with you. You got the devil on you. Zoom. I don't know if he ran out. I don't know if he had girded up loins or he was naked. I don't know, but he got out of there. You know what I'm saying? And it came to pass, and this is to Genesis, where am I? Number 10. I'm trying to look where I'm supposed to stop. Oh, yeah, here you go. Oh, well, I guess I didn't write it, so I keep going. And it came to pass when she saw that he had left his garments in her hand and was fled forth, that she called that the man of her house and spake unto them, saying, see, he hath brought in a Hebrew. I don't know if she saw that he was circumcised or something, you know what I'm saying? Probably saw he was circumcised. I don't know how she knew he was Hebrew by the garment. Maybe the fringes had the thing on there. I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, she's snitching on everybody. Boy. She snitching on everybody, boy. Potiphar ain't do nothing to her. She about to get Potiphar in trouble.
You got to look at, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, go
back
ahead.
today, you know, like all the images and stuff like that. But you know, the same thing. All those boys just got acquitted. They said the wife she was feeling sad because her husband wasn't paying attention to her. And then she said she blamed it on black men. Same thing here. Hebrews are the lowest of the lowest, so it make it even worse. These black men bring. That's why Paul said that Hebrew is brought in here. To make it even worse. Yeah, those are the lowest.
Those are the lowest. Scum.
Exactly.
Scum, boy. See, he hath brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us. He come in unto me to lie with me, and I cry with a loud voice. This is no good liar. But I bring this up because obviously Joseph kept the law, statutes, and commandments. He stayed in the confinement of the Most High, even though it was a miserable time. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a joyous time. It was a time of true testing. I ain't gonna sit here and sugarcoat this. This was a time of true testing. This was This wasn't no unfortunate events. You know what I'm saying? This was, brother Joseph was locked up for some years. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of faith right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people lose faith, get a flat tire. Oh, where are you? You know what I'm saying? He's doing big time on lies. I mean, think about it. His brothers got him caught up because they mad because he's supposed to be the chosen one. Right. And then this woman messing with him, get him locked up. Right. I mean, it's just like, when does it stop? You know what I'm saying? This stuff right here drive me crazy. You know what I'm saying? For the weak hearted.
He didn't get to make a phone call.
No phone call, no pigeon letters or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's stuck here. But since he held his integrity and stayed in the confinements of the law, what happened? Most High put him in a situation where Pharaoh needed somebody, and the only person in the whole midst of Egypt, there was only one man who could do it, who could answer his problems. There was a man, there's a Hebrew in jail right now. Bring him up. And because he kept his integrity, he was placed in a high position, second in command of all Egypt. So he went from the lowest of the lowest in Egypt to the second in command. And I don't know if he got her back. Cause I know she was like, oh, we gotta leave time. We gotta leave. He's second in command. Cause Joseph was a little heated at his brothers too. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to touch them, and that's blood right there. Yeah. Bring that potter's wife here. I'm just saying. He probably made her a handmaid or something. Cleaning toilets or something. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I just bring that because when you don't go stay in the confinements of the Most High's laws and commandments, you might mess up a future matter for others. Because if he would have sinned, the matter of him being in that situation could have prolonged. He could have been there another 7 years, and then the famine was coming. Israel wouldn't have been ready. He needed to be in that position, and he needed to hold his integrity for not just him, but for his people, for the whole world,
for the whole nation,
because everybody went there. It was mainly for Israel, but all nations came there to eat corn because the whole world was a famine, and that's how Egypt became that super.
But I was just saying, for the prophecy from Abraham spoke down to Isaac, spoke down to Jacob, that you would be up there for 400 years. You know what I'm saying? That's where it came out. Just for that prophecy to come to pass. Joseph had to keep that faith for that prophecy to come from misery.
He couldn't stumble. He had to stay in the confinement.
There you go.
And how many people Saul? How many troubles? You trouble Israel. Achan, you trouble Israel. How many you putting us back? You know what I'm saying? We got another 10 years in this, or in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? We got 40 years in the wilderness. When you don't stay in the confinements of the law, it's just not you that you holding back. You holding back everybody else too.
That's right.
Hallelujah. Now we're gonna go to, that was 8, 9. Now we're gonna go to Psalms 23, and I'm gonna and then we're gonna go to Luke after this. But I'm gonna go here because sinners love this prayer. They love this one. This is everybody after they eat some catfish, some pig fat, go fornicate, don't keep none of the law, statutes, and commandments. But they can quote some Psalms 23. They can quote this like nothing. John 3:16 and Psalms 23. That's their favorite two scriptures. And the scriptures read, Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. How it start right here? What's a shepherd?
A watcher over.
And a leader. Right. The sheep must follow the shepherd. When you follow his law, statutes, and commandments, he's your shepherd. When you don't, he's not your shepherd. Right. So how are you? That's right, Woofy. So how are you consciously quoting this when the scriptures say, Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. When somebody leads you, you must follow. So many times, just like you were talking about earlier, I think somebody was talking about a pastor didn't want to keep the Shabbat. How are you following? How do you fit Psalms 23 when you're not following him? He can't lead you if you're not following him. You just know of him. Satan know of him too. Satan not following him. He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake, to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, like Joseph, like Susanna, like Daniel, they did one particular thing. They trusted in the Most High to the fullest. They stayed in the parameters. They did not sway. The valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. So when you in these situations, Joseph was comfort. Susanna was comfort. Daniel was comfort. At the end of the day, Samson was comfort, etc., etc. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Not because I quote Psalms chapter 23, because I am living Psalms chapter 23 by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. That woman who had only but a cup of barley, and she made it and she gave it to Elijah, she's Psalms 23. Most people like, man, I just got a cup of flour, man, we can't feed you, bro. We can't, yo, man, we about to eat this and die. And that's right, you about to eat that little morsel and die because you went outside of the confinements of the Most High law, statutes, and commandments. You didn't trust with your whole heart. When a man of God came to you, you didn't do that. You say, nah, you start with your belly. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Most High forever. This is the beautiful blessing of staying in the confinements of his law, statutes, and commandments. But if you are not in his law, statutes, and commandments, in verse 4 it says, the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. If you are outside of the confinements of the Most High law, statutes, and commandments, you should be afraid. You should be very afraid. And we're going to talk about that, how the fear is going to come upon you and make you afraid. Your worst fears are going to come upon you if you're outside of his law, statutes, and commandments. Samson a little bit. They up in here took his strength gone and they blotted out his eyes. I mean, you base now. You just beating everybody up with a jaw of ass bone last week. Now they up messing out you. I mean, they did him cold. They tied him up. They made a mockery of him. Okay, and then we're gonna end on this part of it. Luke to go with this. Luke chapter 6:46. Cause so many people know Psalms 23 by heart. I mean, it's just they on their third marriage. I don't even understand this, man. Luke chapter 6:46. Luke chapter 6:46 reads, and why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? But they know Psalms 23 by heart. They not following Yahusha, know where to go. Yahusha, hey, Samantha, come this way. No. Jonathan, yes, it is me. It is I. Come this way. No. I'm not your shepherd. Who is your shepherd? Satan's your shepherd. If you're not being led by the Most High through Christ, Satan is your shepherd. He's going to lead you to hell, but it is what it is. So I just want to correlate them two. Now we're going to get to the opposite side of this when you're outside of the parameters of the law, statutes, and commandments. Go to Joshua, a.k.a. Yahusha. Joshua chapter 24, 19 to 20. This is Joshua chapter 24, 19 to 20. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye cannot serve Yah, for he is holy. For he is a holy Yah. He is a jealous Yah. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins. If ye forsake Yah and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you after that he hath done you good. What was good? He gave you laws, statutes, and commandments to live a bountiful life, but you went outside of the statutes and commandments, and now he's going to hurt you. You know,
I will give you hurt.
You know,
I will give you hurt.
Again, you know, a lot of people, I go back to this, a lot of people think Satan created hell, but it was the Most High who created hell.
That's right.
All the torturous things in hell that came out of the mind of Yah. Oh, yeah, put this one on. Yeah, this right here. So you don't want to make Yah mad. And being outside of his confinements of law, statutes, and commandments, you're playing with fire. And you're going to get burned. You might get burnt a little bit, or you might get burnt the whole life. You're about to get burnt.
Burnt is burnt, man.
I mean, but it's different than, you know, getting a life burnt, you know, because you learned your little consequence, and then, you know, you got 3rd-degree burns all over your body. And then you finally get, oh, I get it. I don't want to be in that state. I don't want 3rd-degree burns. Okay. Now we go to Isaiah chapter 10 and chapter 1, 10 to 15. So, got to remember, they're setting up, Joshua is telling the people, hey man, when you come to serve the Most High, He holy. Come to Him correct, or you're going to experience pain. And that's what's in these churches. I mean, people got all type of illnesses, curses, generational curses, the marriages won't work, the devil's in their house. When they go to sleep, they hear things crawling on the walls, and it ain't rats. I mean, that's like a hell, man. That's like a hell. Isaiah chapter 1, 10 to 15. You know? Isaiah chapter 1, 10 to 15. Hear the word of Yah, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of Yah. Give ear unto the law of Yah. Stay in his confinements, he's saying. Ye people of Gomorrah, to what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me? Said Yah, I am full of your burnt offerings of rams and the fat of the fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he-goats. When ye come to appear before me, who hath required that at your hand to tread my courts? Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Shabbats, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hated. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them, and when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. They are fully outside of the confinements of the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments. But they're still playing like they're worshiping the Most High. That's how the churches are to this day. It's all play. It's you calling up the Most High just to play with him. Hey, you know I still love you. All right, shalom. Hey man, where the hell was that? Where we going? We robbing them tonight? Hey man, we still doing that drive-by, right? All right, man. May Christ be with us as we do this. I mean, this is crazy, man. Just look at the what? The Tony Awards, the Rap Award. You have a song talking about whores and pimps and drugs. They say, I like to first thank God. You know, without you, I couldn't do it. I love you, mama. It's for you. I mean, it's crazy. You see that?
But you know, though, they're right. They're thanking God, not the God they think. God real.
Yeah, but some of them, Hollywood is full of demonic people. Some people are literally thanking Christ for their blessings, just like in churches.
But Christ is the wrong one.
Look, not to that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand.
They're ignorant.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say you're ignorant, man. Like, you know,
Well,
right,
now some people are ignorant.
You know right from wrong since you're 7, 6 years old, even before that, okay? You know if you're out there, you know what I'm saying, robbing, stealing, or singing or gang violence, there's no way you can put LOM in the middle of that and turn around and say, you know what, thank you. Come on, you know.
Well,
You're an adult, you know. It's just one of the things you say just to say.
Yeah. They can
You know,
say it.
it's saying.
Yeah.
well, it's mimic behavior. I mean, there is, conditioning. I mean, just like.
It is conditioned, but at the same time, like you said, there comes a time when you can think for yourself. You can think for yourself at 6, you know.
There's
I know what I'm wrong. Put it this way. Not to interrupt your sermon. You know how I met Elman? I was 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? You take the bus to church, you know, it's walking distance. I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy a snack. You know what I'm saying? My teacher asked me, you know, she doesn't get away for a minute. And one day she asked me, you know, why don't you have any money to go back home? I'm like, you know, I lost. That's when I know came over me. I remember that the store of Ananias and Sapphira. I was 9 years old. I said, lie one more time. I wouldn't be here talking to you. 9 years old. Didn't have a conscience, said lie one more time.
Yeah, and again, you know.
So you know.
It's simple stuff, simple stuff. Because in order to know details, you must study to show thyself spirit. That's why they went to the simple stuff, like talking back to your parents. You have an instinctive thing like, man, that's wrong with killing somebody. But detailed things, you have. That's why Scripture say you ought to be taught again. Even pastors, hey man, you have to be taught again. That's why the Scriptures say, and that's where Yahushua came to help break the bonds of Satan. Because you got to understand, you're in the body of flesh. It's a war. If you don't know how to combat the war, and the only thing you see around you is death and destruction, it's natural to lean towards that because that's all you see. But
I completely understand where you're coming from. But even in death and destruction, you know right. You know it.
yeah,
To
a simplistic level.
I was.
You don't know about not sleeping with your wife while she's in her cycle.
I understand that, but you know to the point not to associate LOA with the deeds that you do that you know that are wrong.
I can't say that to again people who know better, and the Scripture say to know to do good and do it not, that is sin. But you have people literally being led by wolves, and they're putting their trust in that, because you are supposed to put your. That's why Scripture say, "I put man over you to lead you," but unfortunately they're being allowed wolves to lead them, and Satan is playing off of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Scripture say, "Them that lead my people, I'm going to judge the hardest," because I put you in a leadership role, or you put yourself in that leadership role, and you cause the sheep to go astray. That's why the Scripture say, "The blind lead the blind." But we can't hold people to non-accountability when you come and bring them the truth. At that point in time, they're accountable. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you can't be committing adultery no more. Thus said the Most High. Now they go back and do that. They have been warned. They have been told, and that's why the Most High, every time He destroyed something, He sent prophets first. Whether they killed the prophets or not, or adhere to the prophets, He always sends the truth before judgment. All throughout the Bible, you know what I'm saying? So we have to, no matter what their state there is, we have to at least assume that they're not scripturally aware, and we have to tell them irregardless, Because if you know better and you don't tell somebody, even though you think they know, you're still going to be accountable because they might need it refined. You know what I'm saying? They probably have the pieces, but it's a puzzle. It's not put together, and they need somebody to, okay, this go here, this go here. Now, once the puzzle get put together, blood off your hands. That's why the scriptures say, tell the people so the blood's off your hands. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, but you still got to do it. That's why Christ said, you know, how long do I have to suffer to be here with you? Even Christ was like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. You know, if you're familiar with that, when they was when they was trying to cast out the lunatic spirit. When they was trying to
perverse Gentile.
When they was trying to cast out the lunatic spirit, they couldn't, and Christ got mad. He was like, this is ridiculous. I've taught y'all, and y'all still need more hands-on. You know what I'm saying? So if they vex Christ, you know they're gonna vex us. You know what I'm saying? Look at Moses. They drove Moses crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when coming out the wilderness, they made him sin against the Most High because he was so frustrated. He hit the rock 2 times. So you're dealing with a rebellious people. Who, I mean, you know, that's just the way it is. But you at least have to take the blood off of your hands, because that's love. If you love your brother or your sister, you're going to tell them, you know what I'm saying, whether you think they know it or not, you know what I'm saying, to get the blood off your hands. Because if you don't tell them, the blood's on your hands. Because they really didn't know, and you go before Christ. They say, hey, why you didn't tell this person this? I thought they knew. They didn't really know. I put you in that position to tell them, and you didn't tell them, so the blood's on your hands.
Yeah,
so you know what I'm saying? It's just about being compassionate too. But once they know for a fact, I mean, you know, hey man, hell or destruction, which one you going to hell or you going to get saved? Which one you want? You know. But I continue to so it was talking about the Most High is not going to hear their prayers because they're outside of the confinements of His law, statutes, and commandments. And again, the scriptures say obedience is better than sacrifice. They were willing to offer burnt sacrifices to the Most High all day. Light it up, man. We got a Levite barbecue over here. Light it up. We got doves, we got bullocks, we got goats, man. Light it up to the Most High. This is the smokehouse. Every day you see smoke just coming. Woo. Woo, like one of those oil refineries with all the smoke all day. The Levi's busy just throwing in the coals and throwing in the bullocks all day. You know what I'm saying? All day, man. They getting it in. And the Most High say, I'm done with it. I don't want it no more. That's right. And the Most High, and that's how it is with just that ticket. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the cops is like, okay, pay the ticket, or I keep spinning. Do. The Most High say, I don't want that. I want you to be obedient. I just want you to stay in the confinements of my law, statutes, and commandments. You know, I'm tired of sacrifices. I'm tired of smelling doves and bullocks. You know, the occasional dove and bullock, okay. You know what I'm saying? But every day, all over, man. This your 12th dove this week, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's what the Most High is saying here. You know what I'm saying? He's done it. He's done with it. Now we'll go to Amos. Yeah, right. Amos chapter 5, verse 10 to 21. Amos 5, chapter. All right, it's right next. That's why I get these bookmarks right before Joel, right next to Joel. Right after that. Amos.
Daniel, Hosea, Joel, and then Amos.
That's why I got these bookmarks. I learned that as soon as I got the Bible, man. I was like, man, I'm gonna give me some of these things, man, make it more convenient.
All right. Daniel and Hosea.
Amos chapter 5, chapter 10 to 21. This is 5, chapter 10 to 21.
I'll get you to do this one.
Okay. Again, this is I think maybe 27. Yeah, it's 27. Chapter 5, 10 to 27. They hate him that rebuke in the gates, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And this goes back to no matter if they don't want to hear it or not, you have a job to do too. This is chapter 5, verse 10 to 27. You got it? All right. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. For as much therefore as your trading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat, ye have built houses of hew stones, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink the wine of them. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. Woo, mighty sins. Boy, this ain't no joke. What does that translate? 12:1. 12:1 translate many sins. They afflict the just. See what we was talking about? Just like Joseph could have been affliction to the whole world if he fell for that trap. And best believe Satan sent that woman because she was too persistent. You know what I'm saying? It went from the subtle stuff, and then it went to the more, come on, let's do this, to just grabbing. That was Satan right there. I can't have you be in this position of salvation. You messing up my plans. You know what I'm saying? Because if Satan could just kill all Israel, you know, right there, everybody starved. The whole world starved. You know what I'm saying? You know Satan a psychopath. You know what I'm saying? That's why Scripture say in Revelation, if the Most High did not shorten time, there'll be no flesh to save. I kill everybody before you get one. It's a psychopath. Verse 13. Therefore, the prudent shall keep silent in that time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, that ye seek good and not evil, that ye may live. Stay in the confinements, but right now they're outside the confinements, and the Most High say you're gonna die. And so Yah of hosts shall be with you, as ye have spoken, just like he was with Susanna, just like he was with Daniel, just like he was with Joseph. Hate the evil and love the good. Establish judgment in the gate. It may be that Yah of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Look at that. Just speaking about Joseph right there. Therefore, Yah of hosts, the Elohim, said this: willing shall be in all the streets, and they shall say in all the highways, at last, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to welling, and in all vineyards shall be welling, for I will pass through thee, saith Yah. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yah. To what end is it for you? And I keep on thinking about this too. Everybody just can't wait for sweet baby Jesus to come back. You go to churches where they say, sweet baby Jesus, when he come back, he's going to take me on a high mountain, and we're going to live forever in the land of milk and honey. And they're gonna have a joyous time with sweet baby Jesus. But they don't really know sweet baby Jesus. And obviously we know his name Yahusha, but they call him Jesus. So when sweet baby Jesus comes, he said, woe unto you that desires the day of Yah, Christ. To what end is it for you? Because you're outside of the box. You must be afraid if you're outside of the box. I cannot stress that. You should be afraid if you are outside of the box. Terror and hell lays outside the box. To what end is it for you? The day of Yah is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion. That's pretty scary. You feel like running from a lion, Brother Runner? Brother King, you feel like running from a lion? So you know you need to stay in the confinements of the law, statutes, and commandments. Man, if you can't run from a lion, you know you gotta make the boat and run past you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay faithful. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. Anybody want to run into a bear? You know what I'm saying? I bet there'd be some repenting right there. Oh, Lord Jesus help me. Look, I bet gonna be a lot of Lord Jesus right there. You know what I'm saying? Some true repentance. or went in the house, so you got away from the lion, you got away from the bear, and into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall. So you thinking, oh, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. But sweet baby Jesus ain't with you, because you outside of the confinement of the law. And leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Satan right there, I got you. Thought you were getting away. Shall not the day of Yah be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? This is a terrible time, and this is the time where the 5 wise virgins leave and the 5 foolish virgins stay. I despise your feast days. I will not smell your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. That goes for prayers and all that stuff. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. What they do? Oh boy, they love to sing songs to sweet baby Jesus in church. Lord, they love the high notes, the soprano. Boy, they just have a beautiful time in the church. Boy, just love to give some praise. But guess what? No matter how beautiful we might be hearing it, Most High was like, man, I ain't listening to none of it. All of it's for vanity at this point, because you can't praise the Most High if you're outside of the confinements of His law, statutes, and commandments. Again, you can't praise Him when you got catfish on your mouth, when you got the lipstick of adultery on the side of your neck. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't say, man, I'm going to kill him when I get sweet Jesus. You can't do it. You can't do it. And even if for brothers and sisters who are in the truth, oh, sweet Yahushua Mashiach, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be all in, like Susanna, Daniel, Joseph. You got to be all in, all your chips. Yeah, I put on Yahushua.
That's right.
Right there. And leave it there. I'm sure it might be some uncomfortable times. Oh man, like Joseph did a hard time, man. I ain't gonna play this short, man. That's some hard time, man. Job. But you know the Most High real, but you're like, why you ain't come through yet? You know what I'm saying? That's some tough stuff, man. I ain't gonna sit here alive.
He went in as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get out until he was
grown man. He was 30 something. Yeah. He was 30. I think he was 33 when he got second in command. So that was a time. That was a testing time, man. And I'm sure the Egyptian jails were no walk in the park. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a hard thing to do. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assembly. Though you offer me burnt offerings, meat offerings, please, no, 23. Take away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vowels. Vowels, what is that, 23?
Violence.
Yeah, string instruments. Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful. Even though we're looking and hearing, oh man, this is so beautiful. Most High, like, man, it's filth to me, because it's a filthy person who's doing it. When David played it, the Most High accepted it because he was in the confinements of the Most High. But when the wicked do it, like, he don't want to hear it. It's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? That's like a wife who don't like you cooking you a meal. It can be your favorite meal. I don't even want it, man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't made with love. It was made with bitterness. You can taste the bitterness in it. The mashed potatoes just taste bitter. I mean, that's how the Most High. If you're not going to be all in with it, you don't want it. But let judgment run down as water, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have bore the tabernacle of your Moloch and Shinnum, your images, the store of your God, which ye made to yourselves. Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith Yah, whose name is the Yah of hosts. See how all this? Since they went outside of the confinements of the Most High put them in hard bondage. The Most High is not playing with this. All right, now we're going to go to, that was most threefold, Revelations chapter 18, 21, and 22. More on this singing stuff, because sinners love to pray. I'd be surprised. Well, I tell you, some of the most enthusiastic people who sing to the Most High are sinners. You got whole houses full of tapes with people sinners just singing it up, boy. And the Most High say, I ain't hearing none of it. I don't want to hear it either. 21, Revelations 18, 21 to 22. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city of Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers, and musicians, and of pipers, and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. So this is going to be, all this fake praising to the Most High is going to be until the last moment of the end times. The Most High is tired of this, and he's saying, all you people who took my gift that I gave you, and you use it with wickedness, or you use it to do wickedness, all y'all gonna die. I will never hear another melody from your mouth. Another sweet baby Jesus. Not one more sweet baby Jesus will come off your lips. You will be screaming in hell. Okay. So if you're gonna praise the Most High, do it according to his will. So